We're locking and loading. We're starting her up. Oh, snap. Let's get that guy down. Oh, yeah. Look a little weird hazy to you? Look a little hazy? Let's clean it off. Come on, everybody. Look for the political vigilante. Blah, 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 blah. What is the meaning of life? Give me a couple seconds on that one. Boom, shellac-a-lack, boom, everybody. Let's just bring this just a hair over. Hello, everyone. What's up? Hello, everyone. We're here. Let's bring you all up on the big YouTube screen. Yo, mate, indeed. We got everything dialed in here. I'm drinking water from my Batman mug. Pure Gotham Spring. All right. Oh. Come on. Why is my internet being all down? Let's do it. Let's get right to the YouTube. I hope everybody in America, at least, is having a decent Labor Day weekend. If you live elsewhere, hope you're having a good Sunday. Or maybe it's Monday morning where you live. I'm still at 9,787 subscribers. I have been stuck in the 9,700 range for months. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification button, because this is really ridiculous what they're doing. I just watched the interview. I don't know if it came out just a couple days ago with Abby Martin and Mike Preisner were on Jimmy Dore. It's really fantastic. So check that out. All right, here we go. Well, hello everybody. Liking the blue. It is a beautiful day. Rosenfeld 10 is finally home for us. Whoop, whoop. Fen Win asked, what is the meaning of life? Well, let's ask about that. What is the meaning of life? I think the meaning of life, at least for me, since life is very short, it's about living a life of balance, being a good person, and being of service, and trying to help people out, giving back, thinking about what's best for all of us, thinking about the we rather than the me. That's what the meaning of life is for me. Constant exploration, constant expansion of thought, of ideas, always learning. Never get into that, I'm too old for, like, if you've tried something and you know you don't like it, that's one thing. But if you're unwilling to try something new, or this idea that the human brain, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, is ridiculous. The human brain is actually very capable of learning a bunch of things late in life. So my meaning of life personally is to entertain and educate. That's why I'm a comedian. I like making people laugh. On this show, I want to make people think. And I want to think. I want to be challenged. I want to hear about new ideas. I've heard about so many new ideas doing this show in the live chats. So that's my meaning of life. Help people. Be nice, be decent, be honest. try to make the world a better place. I hope the world's a better, make something better. That old adage, make something nicer than when it was when you got there. Like when you leave, it should be nicer than when you got there. So, I don't know. And relearning, yeah. Hardly any sound? You're having a hard time hearing me? Wait a minute. Is really the sound an issue? Are you guys really having a hard time hearing me? Because I can fix that. I can try to work on that if that's... Will you marry me? Oh. Well, we'd have to get to know each other first. Right now, you have an orange F, and I don't know who you are. I don't even know your real name. All right, if the sound is good, then I won't do anything with it. Maybe it's just on one person's end. Okay. Okay. Everyone can hear fine. Oh, we met in Louisville? Oh, cool. Sound is low, David Wint and Susan Brown say. Happy Labor Day weekend. It's really low. How come some people are saying it's low and some people are saying they can hear it fine? All right, give me 1 second. Sorry, I thought I could find a thing to fix but I can't. I'm gonna take a little more digging. Sorry, so this is the volume it's gonna have to live at. Sorry. Now I'm invisible, it's a superpower. I don't like tuning it up to 11, then I forget the next day. Wow. Well, if I talk at this level, does that help? Does that help everybody? Just yell. Cat B wants me to yell. Grammys spoken here. What's Grammys? Okay, Graham. All right, here we go. Have you heard of Have you heard of Operation Gladio when the CIA and NATO was working with Nazis and did terror attacks all over Europe in the 70s and 80s and blamed it on the left? Same thing happening in Sweden now. No, I have not heard of that. It does not surprise me. The more I learn about the CIA's history, those kind of attacks and that kind of behavior doesn't surprise me at all. And if you look at what the CIA is engaged in now, it's they're engaged in, like have operatives in the media. There's always an intelligence expert, and that's a CIA operative that's hired by mainstream media. There's a lot of ex-CIA operatives running for Democrats. Oh, they're going to resist Trump. They're just stacking the deck everywhere they can go. I mean, JFK said he'd like to fracture the CIA into 1,000 pieces. Look what happened to him. So it's really, I have not heard of that. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. And if you can email me some more information on it, that would be cool. And so you guys know, a lot of you email me stuff, and I very much appreciate it. I can't get to all of them. I will try, but I can't get to everything. Just so you know, if I haven't responded, don't like take it personally. I get a lot of emails. Okay, I get a lot of emails. Um, read The Devil's Chessboard on by Robert Talbot for extensive info on that sort of thing. That's awesome, The Devil's Chessboard. Cool. Yeah, they're controlling the narrative. That's exactly what they want to do. Yeah, it'd be great if JFK would have blown it up. That would have been fantastic, but look what they're doing. Oh, Dennis from Germany. Please watch The Black Klansman. Great movie. It shows the roots of today's problems in the U.S. and how the FBI, etc., were involved in white power movement and so on. Yeah, it's... you can do Twitter, Petite Prince, or email info@grahamelwood.com. But getting back to Dennis from Germany, Black Klansman, I saw that movie. We did a review on it for my podcast, Comedy Film Nerds. It's an excellent movie, and it really shows how the seeds were planted for where we're at today. And it's, you know, I like a lot of Spike Lee's movies, and this movie is really well made. It seems like, oh, it's a wacky comedy. It's not. It's that thing that Spike Lee does. He puts a lot of humor into a very serious subject and then kind of leaves you stunned towards the end. So it's really worth watching. And if you haven't already, I would definitely check out Black Klansman. I would also check out Sorry to Bother You, which is it's a comedy, it's satire, but it really shows rampant capitalism and that thing that I talk about. They'll either try to shun you, smear you, or buy you. Sorry to Bother You. Adam Kern, thank you for supporting the show, guys. If you hit the dollar icon there, that's a great way to support the show, and I will absolutely answer whatever question you have. Adam Kern said, love the show, man. Do you think it's arguable that any president who was anti-war would get assassinated by the CIA? I know that's depressing and conspiratorial, but I've been thinking a lot about it. You know, well, yes, it is depressing, but I don't think that it's conspiratorial, you know, because every president that's tried to shut down the Fed got assassinated. And, you know, when the presidents try to go against the war machine, they get taken out one way or another. So you'll notice it's one of the reasons Obama got 2 terms. He said, yeah, I'm going to pull boots off the ground. I'm going to pull back troop numbers, but I'm going to ramp us up from 2 wars to 7. That was like, I'll keep the military machine going. That kept them all happy. You know, so Trump, you got to remember, was very anti-interventionist in a lot of his campaign. He was anti-interventionist when he was critical of Obama in like 2012 and 13 and on. There's all these tweets. Tucker Carlson showed his tweets in April when there was another Syria, you know, we bombed Syria again for another alleged gas attack. And Tucker Carlson on Fox News was going, look at, here's this tweet, here's that tweet, here's this tweet. So it's really interesting to see how this is playing out. And yeah, it's the reason why the CIA is... Adam Kern, you're not wrong. The CIA is like really, they do whatever they want to do, however they want to do it, but none of this stuff is sustainable. They've gotten away with it for so long, they don't realize that this is not going to be sustainable. We're having a climate collapse. So if they don't do something about it, it won't matter how much surveillance they've done and how much oil we've got and how big our military is. It won't matter. So thanks, Adam Kern, for supporting the show, you guys. There's a lot of great ways to support the show. Please go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood. And, yeah, like and subscribe and make sure we've been, as I said at the top of this video, we have been stuck between 97 and 9,800 subscribers for 2 months. It's insane. I should be at 15, 20,000 subscribers. There's no two ways about it. But Adam Kern, thank you so much. It's not a conspiracy what you're thinking about. It's very true. The more research you do into the CIA, the more it's like, oh man, they will do whatever they got to do. They'll do whatever they got to do. So, thanks for supporting the show. Rosenfeld 10 says Black Agenda Report felt Black Klansmen propped up the police. Just a heads up. That's a fair criticism. That's a fair criticism. I don't know that it did, because it's based on an actual cop's story, and it shows he was trying to change from within, and I don't know. But I can see when somebody could say that. And just because Spike Lee did it doesn't mean the left has to just automatically give him a pass. If someone has a legitimate critique about that, especially with all of these cops that have shot unarmed black men and have been acquitted. We finally had the first acquittal, first one, which is crazy. So thanks for bringing that up, man. Thank you, Marsha, Bartha. I'm surprised no one has taken a shot at Trump that we've heard of. Not that I want that sort of violence, because the next guy gets it from the other side. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised nobody tried to kill Obama with all of the white racist supremacist people in this country and all the Klan people. But yeah, I don't want someone to, because if Trump gets assassinated, oh man, then all of his crazy militia supporters will go nuts. And we don't want that. So every president gets a lot of death threats, and there's probably a lot of stuff that they don't tell us about, you know? And after Reagan there was an assassination attempt against Reagan by John Hinckley Jr. You know, they've really ramped it up, so it makes it even harder to make an attempt at a president, but I don't want to see him get assassinated. Then he becomes a martyr. That's a bad thing. You know, I'd like to see him in jail. All right, I will tweet back. Adam Kern, Obama campaigned anti-war and then committed a war crime within the first 5 days of office. Either he lied or was afraid of the CIA. Yeah, I think maybe he was either a part of the plan from early on, or they sat him down and went, yeah, that's all great on the campaign trail, but here's the reality and you need to play ball. I wouldn't doubt if that happened either. The CIA, you know, will do whatever it takes to protect their trillion-dollar war machine and the American empire, which our military is just muscle for all these massive corporations, namely the oil company. So, progressive Gen Xer. Yeah, I know about the sound. I don't know. I'm trying to, let me see if this helps. Does that make it better? Boom, ba-da-ba-dum, boom. Rosenfeld 10, every president in the last few decades is eventually told that he doesn't have a need to know. This is troubling and proof of the control of the military-industrial complex and the intelligence agency. Yeah, here's what we did to the JFK, here's the real UFO files. Yeah, I'm sure there's that. You know, when they have the yeah, and as Bat Mashups put, ever should we war as a racket, the Smedley Butler. I put one of his clips on all my social media. I saw the clip from Sam Tripoli at Tinfoil Hat, and it's very, it's crazy. So I think yeah, I'm looking all this up, but I think you're right. I think when the president first wins, before they're sworn in, they get like an intelligence briefing, like you're gonna get ready to be in charge of all this. And I think in that meeting there's like a, and here's the real deal, buddy. You know, here's what happens if you get out of line. Because you notice, again, the deep state would have gotten rid of Trump if he would have stuck to his anti-interventionist, why are we bombing, he said this, why are we bombing Syria? Why do we have troops in Afghanistan? If he would have really started pulling people out, then, oh, the emollients clause, and he would have been impeached. That would have happened immediately. That would have happened immediately. So he got in office and they said, you better play ball. And all of a sudden, oh, more troops in Afghanistan. And oh, and I saw the video of those kids getting gassed in Syria. That's when I knew. You remember when Trump did that a year and a half ago or whatever, a little over a year ago? So that's how they play it. Good. It's louder. Great show. Excellent. Oh, we're doing this laxative joke. That's funny. Is it? How funny is it that now you're removed? Is that funny? It's a funny joke, right? Funny joke. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Marcia, for going to the Patreon. Very much appreciated. Derek Robert, POTUS gets a visit from the CIA and the Mossad. They hold a gun to his temple and a knife to his balls. Next thing you know, he's invading Iran. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what they do. Yeah. Here's what happened. Here's Kennedy started speaking up. Here's what happened. Yeah, they probably just show what really happened. On the grassy knoll, there's Oswald getting set up as a patsy. There's the actual crossfire. There you go. Thank you. You know. Progressive Gen Xer, Minds is a great social media, guys. We need more lefties on there, and you earn crypto for shares and posts. Fuck Facebook. I don't know Minds. I don't know that one. Hey, wait, is that... I thought there was another one that was more social media. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, we made the Zapruder film. Now here's what really happened. Here's the Zapruder film raw footage. Is there ever a time, here's another question, when war is warranted? From Fem Win. That's a really good question. I mean, World War II is like the one where you go, wow, the Nazis, the Holocaust, we needed to stop that. And I think that might be the one time when someone is doing that much evil, yes. But the majority of the wars, and again, if you read Smedley Butler's book, were done for profit. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world now. Oh, weird. We got to have a coup and a democratically elected politician. We need to do all this crazy stuff. So I don't really think it's almost never warranted. It has to be so... And even then, like, we provoke, you know, this, they provoked us or they attacked us first. And it's like, you know, we did a lot of things to help create that situation, to let them attack us or provoke us. You know, 9/11 was awful, but look at our lineage in the Middle East. I mean, look what we've been doing in there since the 50s. You know, we backed the Shah of Iran, who was a brutal dictator. We backed the Mujahideen against the Soviets, who later become the Taliban. We helped create all of these situations. We did business with Saddam Hussein when they were in the Iran-Iraq war. We fucking trained Osama bin Laden. So we helped create a lot of these wars, and then it's sold to us as the American citizens as we got no choice. We got no choice. Oh, look what they did at 9/11. It's awful. We got to retaliate. Yeah, okay. But look what we've done to help create this situation. You know, Bush could have used 9/11 as this battle cry to get us off of Middle Eastern oil. No more foreign entanglements, as Benjamin Franklin said. Let's get off of Middle Eastern oil. Let's do it. He could have done it, just like FDR used the Depression to get everybody back to work. He said, here's what we're going to do. We're getting off of Middle Eastern oil. We're done. It's going to happen. And instead, it was just more war, more oil, more lies, more nonsense, Halliburton, and all this awful crap. So it's a fair question, and it's a valuable question. And thanks for asking it, because it's a good thing to discuss. I appreciate it. Vegan Trove, in addition to my last comment, Jimmy mentions getting on Dr. Stephanie Kelton, but it has not happened yet. Worried that MMT will never be discussed on Jimmy Dore's show. I don't know about that. Jimmy's pretty open to a lot of things, and I think he would be willing to discuss that and learn about new things. You got to understand, while Jimmy's show is bigger than this one, it's still not huge, and he gets 10 times more emails and requests to talk about this subject and that, so there's a lot of things he's covering. He can't cover them all. He's one guy with a couple of people helping him, so it's hard to cover everything, I'll mention it to him and see if it happens, but you got to have patience. You can't expect Jimmy or me or anyone to cover every single topic that is mentioned to us. It's just there's not enough hours in the day. Can't stop wondering how many hundreds of thousands of deaths were caused around the world by the individuals, i.e. John McCain. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How many things have we caused? And then going back to, but this ties in to the president, like Mike S. says, then show them the video that Bill Hicks said. Yeah, Bill, that was Bill Hicks's joke. When someone becomes president, they show them what really happened. There you go. And these are all the wars we've caused. This is what we're capable of doing. This is how many schools we've bombed. This is how many civilians we've killed. This is how many governments we've overthrown because they wouldn't play ball with us. They wouldn't give us access to their resources. A corporation says, we want to get into that country. That government won't let us get in there. So America, go make them an enemy and blow them up. America's pretty scary when you look at what we've done and are doing. Jacob Kirkpatrick, how are you, brother? Yeah, World War II was the last righteous war. I mean, even World War I wasn't righteous. I've talked about this a lot. In Death of the Liberal Class, they talk about this. George Creel was created by President Woodrow Wilson to sell World War I to Americans because it was viewed as Wall Street's war. America didn't want to go there. So, the Over There, that song was written, it was a marketing song. It was like an advertising jingle. So, David Lazarus, to save the planet, 90% of all oil reserves would need to be left in the ground. Let's talk about that. You're wrong, and you hate America, and you hate jobs. You fucking filthy hippie. No, that's a great... Yeah, that's the thing. We can't keep burning fuel. We just can't. It's killing the planet. And it needs to be left in the ground. Because even going and just drilling for it is horrible. And let alone burning it. We need to get rid of the internal combustion engine. That was something that, Al Gore ran on when he was running for president in 1992 against Bill Clinton. He was saying, and I remember seeing him in an interview when he was in the primary, and it was like, internal combustion engine, that made America great. And he's like, yeah, it's a bad thing. like we need more innovation. Like I said, I drive an electric car. I finally found I'm plugging it into a regular 110, wall outlet, and it takes, 12 hours to charge, but I just plug it in at night. And, today I've been out. I went to do a podcast. I went swim laps. I went to the beach. I did it all on my bicycle, and my car's charging. There's new technology out there. There's repurposing old technology, and we got to just be like, no. And like when people like Justin Trudeau are scary, when he gets flown down to Houston to give a talk by the oil companies, and he says, and it gets a round of laughter, I'd be an idiot to leave all the oil up there in Canada in the ground. And they all whoop and cheer. So we need to get rid of the neoliberals. We need to get rid of the Scott Pruitts of the world. Every single person in Trump's initial cabinet, and he's fired and replaced a bunch of people, but I'm sure it's still the same. But when his initial cabinet, everybody was a climate change denier. Everybody. They're all big oil people. When somebody denies climate change, just nope. They're wrong. Let's go back to the war thing. So, apparently, Vegan Trove says this, apparently according to David Swanson from World Beyond War, even World War II is questionable. I wouldn't doubt it, I wouldn't doubt it. If there are questionable things about World War II there were plenty of companies profited, I wouldn't doubt it, man. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Katie Hughes, even the concept alone, when people are basically saying they started, it's just like, aren't we adults? It doesn't mean we need to finish it. Yeah. Well, we can't appear to be weak. Well, and what led up to them starting it too? There's usually we did sanctions, we did all these other things. And yeah, there's been some crazy dictators that have started some fucking awful wars and they had to be dealt with. There's no two ways about it. But now we use that all the time. And it's like the minute Iran says we're not using the dollar anymore, we're using the euro. Oh boy, we're ramping up a war with Iran because they won't play ball with their oil. They don't want to use the petrodollar, So it's like Venezuela, oh, terror state. Obama referred to them as a threat to national security. I think Maduro got in there and said, nah, we're not, that's our oil, we can do what we want with it. Then all of a sudden Obama's like, oh, Venezuela, they're a threat. They're a threat. Got to get them. So, Vegan Trove, I'm glad you found the Channel 2. Nice backdrop. Yeah, I think this is Van Gogh. This is just a Mac. Here's what I need. I need just like a logo. This the other logo that I use, this one, let's bring it up a little bit. Independent Outsider, thanks for joining us. Let me show you guys this now, come on. Boom. So this is just too, if I could just, I just gotta get this on like a smaller thing is what I need to do. I think, that makes my face crazy bright. Does the government have a secret kill list? Oh, this video, I think it's already up. But yeah, just a little cooler logo. But I love the new studio, man. I love the lighting. It's cool. I dig it. And I'm finally, I know the last couple Skype interviews I've done have not been in this new studio. It's just me and my laptop at the desk. But I got it figured out. I talked to a buddy of mine that does a lot of AV production, and so I've got I've got a remote camera and I've got an earpiece. We got a boom. So the next interviews, and I think I'm moving away from Skype. Susie Dawson, who runs the online vigils for Julian Assange, was telling me, and many of you have told me this too, Skype is very hackable and Zoom has way more encrypted. Oh, pure Gotham water. Oh yeah, right from Ra's al Ghul's water. Boom, boom, bam, 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 boom, 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 bam, bam. Cover everything now. If it weren't for World War II, there'd be no Fanta. Sure. Um, I've seen protesters take U-locks and lock them to rails in protest of ICE, and the idea of doing that scares me. I know that's silly. Is there anything you wouldn't do during a protest? Um, take U-locks and put them over there when yeah, I mean, I applaud people that are willing to get arrested for that, but it's not they don't make that easy, man. Now you have you have a criminal record. You know, they can beat you up, they can kick your ass in a jail cell, they can do a lot of things. So it's, man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go get arrested like that. If I want to like get shot with a rubber bullet or a water cannon or something like that. I don't know. And I worry that if some cop just starts shoving and pushing me around, that I'll fight back and then they'll kick my ass and lock me up for, you know, assaulting an officer or something like that. It's a really fair question, man, but I don't know. People that are really, really willing to sacrifice and get locked up and put locks around their neck and all that stuff, man, that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. So that's a good question. Dennis from Germany. If I hear from a president again about something about humans' right, I will laugh my ass off. Guess what? There are few countries that can be sued in the Hague. U.S. and Israel can't be sued for human rights things. Yeah, not surprising at all. Bat mashups. Thank you for supporting the show, Pat. Always great to have you here, my friend. It's true. Fanta was Nazi Coke. Also, you should totally sell Lazarus pit water. I don't know. All right, thanks, man. Thanks for that joke. I appreciate it. And Bat Mashups is the most leading authority on all things Batman that I've ever met. He has basically the equivalent of a Batman museum. So, thank you for supporting the show. You're fantastic. Oh, you're fantastic. Yeah, as they say in House of Cards, we are the terror. Derek Robert, Libya chaos, rockets rain down on Tripoli, mass prison break of 400, week of street battles, thanks Obama and Hillary. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Hillary, yeah, laughing, we got Gaddafi. Not that Gaddafi was a good guy, but look at just he didn't want to play ball with the petrodollar, so we killed him, and now it's just, there's open slave market. It's just chaos. That's the freedom and justice we brought to Libya. Yeah, Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton and President Barack Obama did this. Thanks. They're awesome. Independent Outsider, Graham, seriously, thank you so much for your support of the Unity for Julian Assange, Free Assange. Man, my pleasure. Susie Dawson has put a lot of this together. She is pretty fantastic. And I was talking to Ray McGovern yesterday, former CIA operative that is like very outspoken against the CIA and the intelligence community. It's awesome. And as I did in the last one last month, when my producer's out of town this weekend, she's on vacation, but when she gets back, I'm going to have her take the Unity for Julian video and cut it up and spread it out on this channel. So if you don't get a chance, you haven't get a chance to watch the interviews, because it's a live 12-hour vigil and I get assigned an hour. It was really, it was really cool. I was just like, man, I'm talking to Ray McGovern, really nice guy, and look what he's done in the fight for transparency and speaking truth to power. And then the other person that I think Alistair, forget his last name, that I spoke with on the second half hour, they did a new format this time, which I really liked. He's from an independent media source in New Zealand, and he brought up a great point of, you know, people kind of forget about New Zealand, so they're not watched and they get away with it a little more. And I'm going to have him on. I'm going to set up an interview with him. We got to coordinate the time. Obviously, it's a 19-hour time difference, but so it's really cool. Does Unity for Julian, and I've met some amazing people. We're having some great conversations and waking people up. So many people are watching more and more each month, and you know, as the situation gets more and more dire for Julian Assange, it's at least the silver lining. I mean, it's awful what they're doing to him. I don't even, silver lining is almost too strong of a term, but the one positive takeaway that's happening is all these people are rallying around the world. I mean, I literally was talking to a guy in New Zealand, so it's I've talked to people in Europe on that thing. It's really cool that people are getting together and realizing that's funny. You know, I talked to a woman a couple months ago on the Unity for Julian things, you know, pretty conservative, pretty right-leaning on a lot of issues, and she was like, this is wrong. You know, and that's the thing. If you're a fan of Rachel Maddow or Sean Hannity, they could be jailed if they stop playing ball with the corporate state. So I'm glad you watched it, and like I said, for those of you who weren't able to watch it, I'll put the videos out there this coming week. Yeah. Cat B, renewables are like a foreign language in America. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. We could do so much stuff with renewables. So much. Let's talk about that. Cat B and David Lazarus. So Cat B said renewables are like a foreign language in America. David Lazarus says a green jobs program will create millions of jobs installing solar panels and windmills. It will make the U.S. totally energy independent. Permanently, electric bicycles will make cities cleaner as well. Yeah, it's. I've talked about this before, but since you guys brought it up, it's really worth talking about the Green New Deal and a renewables program. We could tie that into something that Jeff Epstein from Citizens Media TV brought up. We talked about it, I think, on the last one or the one before that. Is a federal jobs guarantee, which is a competition. It's a job. It's in the jobs market with the private sector. You could still get a job in the private sector, or there's a federal jobs guarantee if you want one. And what if we did that like FDR did, and put all of these people together and got the really smart green technology and renewable energy people together and just came up with great ideas? And maybe some of it would be regional. Okay, well, there's more wind in this part, there's more sun in this part, so, you know, we're going to do that. You know, I've always thought, you know, they use biodiesel in Brazil, and the diesel engine was, I've talked about this before, was originally designed to run on vegetable oil. Adolf Diesel came up with the engine so that farmers could be self-sustaining. What if we had a network? What if we started making cars that ran on vegetable oil? Now, used vegetable oil, you have to filter it before you put it in the engine. What if every restaurant in every city that used a deep fryer took their old grease, poured it into this machine that filtered it, and you could go fill up your oil car at any of the restaurants? Because restaurants right now have to pay to get that grease, that used cooking oil, taken away and disposed of. So we'd be burning it. It's clean burning. We wouldn't have to pay to dispose of it. The restaurants, I guarantee, would get more business, because I know this as an electric vehicle owner. When I go to stores and restaurants that have charging for me, especially if it's free charging, I'll almost always spend a little money in that place. Almost always. So it's a shopping mall that has, and there's a movie theater. That's the movie theater I'm going to go to because I can charge my car while I'm watching the movie. Versus this other movie theater, it doesn't have charging. You know, like there's some Trader Joe's that have them around. I go there. I charge up. So That's an innovative thing we could do. And what the Green New Deal could do is just give a lot of people jobs while saving the planet. And if we the government got behind it and put money behind it and put research dollars behind it, first of all, there's already all this green technology that's already in place. Could put people to work today. And then we would find newer, better, cleaner things. It would just get better and better. It would feed itself. So it's a great thing. Which Bat Mashups is talking about is meat consumption. Yeah, absolutely. The amount of water to grow the grain for the cattle to eat and the water that the cattle eats. Yeah, like if you're a big meat eater, I just recommend reducing the amount of red meat that you eat. I really would recommend that. And there's a lot of great, like Jimmy Dore, him and Steph have turned me on to some, because I don't eat meat and they do a little bit, but they found more vegetarian options that they really like. They're really both good cooks. I'm just some single guy living alone. They're better cooks than I am. But like really good veggie meatballs and all this stuff. Just try one day a week of not eating meat, because that's a great way too. And it's all connected. So I talk about voting with your dollars, right? So if you support industries that are more helpful to the environment, you're showing them that it's just not, it's better, there's more money in renewables, there's more money in plant-based diets, there's more money in green energy than in meat and the dirty energy. Thanks for bringing that up, Pat. Wow, in Germany, 35% of our energy comes from renewables. 400,000 job-strong sector here and growing. See, look at that. And my guess, Dennis from Germany, is that the government helped push that. The government said we're going to be more renewable. And there's a lot of people getting jobs in Germany because they got behind that. Our country ships jobs overseas and then blames the poor. And now we're blaming immigrants for coming here stealing our jobs. What? No, we buy all of their drugs and we create a violent environment in Mexico because the drug cartels have all this money from all of the Americans that buy their product. And then we demonize poor people and immigrants rather than giving working people jobs, good jobs. Everyone here could have a great job. Ooh, Rosenfeld 10. My state denied Tiger Swan a license to operate here, but then passed a new law making it illegal to trespass on pipeline construction paths. Go Louisiana. Yeah, God. And you got to know Tiger Swan had something to do with that second thing being passed. You got to know Tiger Swan put some money into that. So it's one of those things what I talk about of making local politics the priority in some ways, because this is what they do on a local level. They're just trying to weasel their way into Louisiana. Oh, this one law gets passed blocking Tiger Swan, and then they get this other law passed where you can't, you can't trespass on pipeline construction paths. I have a right to protest. Not on this land, you don't. You're getting locked up. Derek Robert, Palestinian Israeli MPs back Jeremy Corbyn in an open letter to The Guardian. Bibi is throwing a tantrum right now. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I like to see how that falls out. Adam Kern, I'm only 22 and feel like I'm wasting the good years of my life being so educated by people like you, Dore, Kyle Greenwald, on how corrupt our government is. Well, and I know you put a smiley face there. That's funny. Adam, I wish I would have woken up more when I was 22. I kind of did. I was, I registered as an independent when I was in college, and I didn't like the two-party system, but I didn't wake up enough. And also, when I was 22, there wasn't YouTube, there wasn't alternative media, there wasn't any of that. So, in the one sense, I don't feel like you're wasting the good years of your life. I feel like you're waking up earlier, which will help you and more people your age. The more people your age that wake up, the more change that can really happen. So I applaud you for waking up and watching me and Jimmy and Kyle and everybody else. You know, go watch Abby Martin if you haven't already, and wake up. And like, I could be at the beach right now, but I don't view this as wasting my time. I got to go to the beach. I get to go to the beach all the time. I find a balance, and I feel empowered by doing this show and talking to all of you. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time, and neither should you. All right, at Mashups, I'll email you about the logo. Rick O'Brien, dude, glad you like the new studio. Have a good work day thing. Horrible sentence on my part, but you know what I'm talking about. Thanks for tuning in, Rick. Yeah, I will. Chris Foster, to qualify as a dictator, all you need to do is threaten somebody's profit margin. Oh, yeah. Yep, you got some oil that you won't give us? Ooh, sounds like you're a terrorist, I think. Yeah, that's pretty terroristy to me. No, I'm democratically elected. Ooh, totalitarian. No, the people, gotta stage a coup. You're awful. Moose Gal. Graham, how do we get the Dems to do the right thing? I read that they are voting to get Trump's judges in to go home sooner. I don't know. I mean, you see little things happen, little victories that happen within the Democratic Party. Ocasio-Cortez, we talk about that a lot. But I don't know, man. I don't know that the Democratic Party can be saved. I applaud people who are like trying to change from within, and okay, the superdelegate thing got voted down, or they're getting rid of it. Nina Turner is very happy about that, and she was, our revolution. Okay, maybe. But then they keep doing crap like this. Just want to go home sooner, so we'll just let Trump have his judges. That's the resistance, boy. Ooh, strong. We'll see what happens in November. If a bunch of progressives get in there, awesome. I think a couple of progressives might win, but then I think some corporate Democrats are probably going to lose to Republicans. It'll be interesting to see, man. What it could be is a mandate for progressive politicians. Excuse me, because if the progressives mostly win and the corporate Democrats lose, there'll be no blue wave, but there'll be a little progressive one. And it's like when I talked to Bill Cimbello, who's running for Massachusetts, for Congress in Massachusetts, he said we just need to get a beachhead. It's not going to happen overnight. Like, November's not going to be this like blue wave of progressives and here we go marching on in. I don't think that's going to happen. But it could be some like we got a little victory. We're making, like he said, establish a beachhead. But I don't know, Moose Gal. I don't know what it's going to take to get the Democrats to, because they're going to start losing their corporate money, and then what are they going to do? When Tom Perez and Chuck Schumer and those clowns stop getting their big paydays, then what? David Ladders, the best protest is to boycott the products of companies involved, hit their profits. Yeah, that's a great thing. We talk a lot about voting with your dollars, and trying to move your money elsewhere. It's a big thing, and I know it's hard for everybody to do everything. Buy every dollar you spend is only for these right cool companies and all that stuff. But I say every dollar helps. Every dollar you take out of a big corporation's hand and put it into like somebody independent's hand is helping affect change in a small way. Might not be big and sweeping, and it might not happen overnight, but it is change, and it's better than nothing. So good point for bringing that up. Yeah. Do I think that Bernie sold out? Feels like Jimmy Dore implies it sometimes, and I sometimes agree, and then sometimes want to make excuses for the BS Bernie is doing. What do you think? I don't know, man. I sort of feel torn as well. I see Bernie doing things, I'm like, why are you doing that? But then I see, I don't know. I think Bernie might just be, like, he's going to fight for Medicare for all and, you know, that, but in college tuition, but he's not going to take on the big fights. So it's, I'm not sure what to say. I think we'll see, like, when the Democrats in 2020, which my prediction is they will screw over some progressive, whomever is running as a Democrat in the primary, for some corporate, it'll be Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or somebody like that. And Bernie will back them. He won't defect. If he doesn't go, this is it, I'm done, I'm starting a third party. If he doesn't do that, then for me personally, I think at that point I'll just be done. I'll be like, hey Bernie, thanks for waking me up, thanks for getting me involved, but sorry, man. Sorry. That's kind of what I will do, personally. That's what I think. Hashtag vegan smoothie. Yeah, I mean, some Vegan Trove says sold out ages ago, blows hot and cold, bringing folks back to that awful party. Judah's goat, sadly. Yeah. I can't flat out disagree with you, man. I'm seeing he does stuff that just is so puzzling to me, and I'm just sort of kind of moving past him and just like trying to get, he gets behind Gilliam in Florida and he helped Gilliam win, and that's important. He won the primary in Florida. A real progressive governor has a shot at becoming governor of Florida. That's a good thing. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm boycotting Israel whenever I get the chance. Boycott all the way, yeah, I hear that. And ban AIPAC. Chili Love 101, Washington, USA, Saudi should get sanctioned by everybody. Yeah, oh God, I did a video from an article that came out in Truthdig. We're committing, especially in Yemen, we're committing war crimes. We're in violation of the U.S. War Crimes Act. We are in violation of an act we helped draw up. And we should be held accountable for it. Human, having Trump or any Republican as alternative is no-brainer. Vote blue no matter who. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Because I've just seen the Democratic Party sell us out time and time again. Vote for who? Joe Manchin or Heidi Heitkamp or that guy in Alabama that barely beat a pedophile and then immediately starts selling everybody out. I'm not going to vote any blue for who or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'll vote third party. I'll write in a candidate. If it's a Republican and a corporate Democrat, I'll write a candidate in. I'm not going to just do that. I'm sorry. The Democratic Party doesn't just get my vote because they're not Trump. Sorry. Yeah, as Adam Kern says, I'm okay with taking over the party, but that should not mean uniting with corporatists and lesser evilism. Bernie and Cortez should endorse Canova, Mejia, the same as they do Democratic progressives. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah, they should be getting, progressives should be getting behind Mejia. See, if Bernie got behind Mejia, what would that do? Mejia's running against a Democrat. He beat the Republican in the primary. Top 2 system in California. Yeah, blues are warmongers too. Yeah, no more lesser of two evils. I can't have that anymore. The lesser of two evils crap is why we have Trump. So just like that system doesn't make any sense. When people say, well, yeah, but if Kenneth Mejia, he's a green, what is he going to be able to get done? And the Democrats and Republicans right now in the Senate and the House are doing so great. That's why Congress has the worst approval rating ever. Yeah, we need independents. We need third-party candidates in there. We need progressives, people that aren't going to answer to the corporate bullying of the Democrats and the Republicans, of course. Marcia Smith, good to see you. The lesser of two evils is always two things. It's lesser and it's evil. Very well said. So Derek Robert writes, U.S. Government-wide cover-up of Saudi complicity in 9/11 revealed a new book called The Watchdogs Didn't Bark, the CIA, NSA, and the Crimes of the War on Terror, John Duffy and Ray Nazlowski. Man, thank you for putting that in there. That's great. That's a really interesting book I want to read. Yeah, I know. That just got sort of talked about briefly, but then like, oh, the majority of the 9/11 bombers from Saudi Arabia. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, they're our allies. We're going to sell them a bunch of weapons, and they can use them in their evil war in Yemen and wherever else. Great. Awesome. Saudis are friends. They give us oil. Right? So, keeping us poor assures the rich make laws to keep us from funding change. Majority of the citizens do not vote. Who is really to blame here? Well, yeah, people who don't show up to vote, there is some blame on them for sure. But the majority of the blame, in my opinion, is on the system. It's not a coincidence that we have elections on a Tuesday. That's a work day. And we keep majority of 60% of our country doesn't have $1,000 in savings. What does that mean? They're busting their asses. They don't have time to take off work to vote. They want apathy. They don't want you paying attention. A lot of states don't have vote by mail. They don't have early voting. And they just put up two shitty corporate candidates from the two dumb parties. And so people go, what's the difference? Nothing's going to change. I voted for this person and this person and this person. And did it change? I voted for Obama to help save my house, and he made it worse, and so the banks were able to steal it. I get that there's a lot, if more people showed up to vote, things would be different, but why are so many people not showing up to vote? What does that tell you? The system is completely broken, the two-party system, the vote for the lesser of two evils. Oh, what is lesser of two evils? So I got to take time off of work to go vote for the lesser of two evils? No. They purge, they cheat, they do all this crap, so it's like my vote doesn't even count anyway. The system is designed to keep people, to encourage people to stay away. The system is designed for that. The lesser of two evils, voting for lesser of two evils, is part of that awful broken system. That's why I will not do it anymore. I will always vote. I will not vote for the lesser of two evils. Nope. A 9/11 doc, Fabled Enemies on YT. Very good. Good. Thanks for telling. Thank you for that. Yeah, human. It takes 30 minutes to vote. It takes more time for more people if there's a long line. A lot of people blame the system. Yeah, you sound a little neoliberally to me, human. A. Mares, thank you for joining the show. Sorry I'm late. Anything being done to avenge the SF homeless woman who was killed? Beach cleaner. Hey, thanks for supporting the show. Don't forget, guys, you can hit the $. That's the super chat button. Your question will be put up. You're supporting the show. You're supporting independent media. I do not know anything that is being done to avenge the San Francisco homeless woman who was killed. That's a really great question. I don't know, but it just shows you the attack on the poor that this country has. And it goes into this like, more people should vote. Yeah, more people should vote. It takes 30 minutes to vote. Not necessarily. And when you have electric voting machines that are hacked by people in 10 minutes or less, that's part of it, is blaming the masses and blaming the poor and punching down. That's what this is. And, you know, the homeless woman in San Francisco apparently that was killed, that's what we do. Yeah, these homeless should get more jobs. More people can vote, should vote. Yeah, they should. More people should vote, but it just doesn't, the whole system is broken. The primary system, we get the 20% voter turnout in the primaries, and that really determines the elections. That's why I think we need ranked choice voting, we need open primaries, we need a lot of different things. So I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils. And I'm going to blame the powerful and the system before I blame working class people that don't have time or the hope to go to vote. So, A. Mares, if you have any more information about this homeless woman, please send it to us. It'd be interesting to know what it is. And thank you. Yeah, treated like garbage we are, absolutely. Keep it respectful, folks. You want to disagree, it's fine. Be respectful of each other. But yeah, we need voting on the weekends. We need so many different reforms. We need to get money out of politics, out of the elections, all that stuff. In Germany, elections are on Sunday. Sunday is a work-free day. Shops are closed, so it's easy to vote here, and we are automatically registered to vote with your 18th birthday, and more parties to vote for. See, look at that. More choices. What if we had 4 or 5 parties running, and viable parties? Not 2 big ones and then a bunch of small ones that don't have a chance. What if voting was compulsory like it is in Australia and Brazil? You're charged a fine if you don't vote. What if every presidential debate had to have a minimum of 4 parties on stage represented? A minimum. What would that do? Instead, they got this bullshit. You got to get 13% of the polls to qualify. Blah 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 blah. It's ridiculous. I'll put you in a timeout there, trolly troll. Mike S. Voting for neoliberals is why the Overton window has shifted so far to the right. Yeah, absolutely. Just lesser of two evils is what is pulling us to the right. That mentality with the Democratic Party. Vegan Trove. Graham, do you mind if I make a suggestion? Could you put a smaller light in front to improve the image? You're a bit shaded. Yeah, I don't know. There's something... Here's the issue with the lighting. Is if I put a light directly in front of me, then there's going to be this huge glare on the screen. Here, I'll show you. See the glare? That's the monitor. That's one of the lights. So the black, that's why the black background isn't that great. When you go to a blue, it's better. When I'm in this solid blue here, then the lighting actually is a little better on me than when I go to here. See, my face gets darker because the camera adjusts to this. So why don't I do this? Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do for you, my friend. Oh, how's that? My face brighter? I look all blue screeny. If I go over here, that's a little better. Vegan Trove, thanks for the suggestion. Still tweaking the studio. I have a third light, a little third light that I'm trying to get below to put more light up this way, but again, it makes a big glare on the screen. So I gotta figure that out, but we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Oh, but then I can't look at your comments. I gotta go back to this. Sorry. We'll tweak it. It's not gonna happen today, but thanks for the suggestion. Floor Lab Halloween inspired. BBC reporting that UK fighters were scrambled to intercept Russian military aircraft flying over the Black Sea. Isn't that their backyard? Yeah. Sounds like some good old false flaggery. It's a nice image behind you when you turn it back. Periwinkle is my favorite. Your Sunday needs more Darien. Well, I just put a new Darien video out there. But hey guys, just working on how to do backgrounds for my YouTube channel because this is all like blue and stuff. So, you know, thoughts and blues, hashtag background blessings. So we're just trying to make like everything more like bright. So like my face is like seeable. So we're just doing, you know, thoughts and face lighting, you guys. And, you know, Chad keeps calling me, so that's why I haven't had as much time. So I don't know what's going on. It's so crazy. It's like, it's complicated, you know, like hashtag it's complicated. So that's kind of like my blue background, and the lighting is like hashtag it's complicated. So complicated thoughts and blessings, you guys, and thanks for watching. There you go. I do that. Having this serious talk about war. I'm gonna go to that. Oh, funny. Virgin 420, yeah, that's, I'm sorry, that is not, I'm not gonna listen to that. You're done. CFen1, hey Graham, don't know if you saw Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweet on McCain, but based on that, do you think she's feeling the pressure to conform to things in the DNC, or is she just trying to be nice? I think she's just trying to be nice. I think she's probably having to like figure it out. Like she won overwhelming. She's like a star overnight. All these interview requests, and maybe just went, I don't want to take on the John McCain issue. I'm just going to post a thing. I don't know. I can't, I don't know her personally, so I'm not trying to like get in her head. My guess is though, it's a legit, I asked the same question of myself, like, are they starting to like, hey, you need to play ball. I can't be critical of McCain. Send out a nice, I don't know. I hope not. We'll see. She seems like she's pretty strong in her convictions, and she might have just said that to be nice. Like, this guy did serve our country, send out a, thoughts and prayers tweet or whatever for John McCain versus calling him, bringing up all the stuff that he did that was wrong and awful. And she might have just said, I don't want to deal with that one. I don't know. Adam Kern, you, Kyle Greenwald, Abby Martin, or Jeremy Scahill should all plan something. Well, I was watching, I'll reference this again, Abby Martin and Mike Preisner were on Jimmy Dore recently. I just watched it this morning. And, she said we're all under it because Telesur has been banned and Empire File, all this stuff now. And so they've had to start a Patreon. And she said we should all stick together. All this independent media should stick together. And I'm watching it going, yeah. We should all have some sort of conference and figure out what we can do to support each other and how we can do it. I don't know, maybe we should have some sort of roundtable meeting or something like that, because we do need to stick together. It was funny, she was like, God, I feel sort of weird asking my fans to pay for it. And Jimmy stepped in and goes, actually, I like it. I like viewer-supported content because I have seen some other independent news outlets going to a advertiser based, and then you're at the mercy of the advertisers. And he goes, I'm not the mercy of any of them. The only people I have to answer to are the people that support the channel, and all I do is say the truth. So it was really good point, and I feel the same way. Support me entirely on Patreon versus, Google has already screwed with my money. My money from YouTube is down 70% because they've throttled my numbers and videos. And it kind of sucks to have to need that money, and now they're screwing with me and I'm beholden to them. Whereas if I get more of you to just join Patreon, right now there's 180 patrons. If I got that up to 400 or 500 people, 500 people would be roughly 5% of my audience. If I got 9,700 subscribers, there's probably more than 10,000 subscribers. They keep unsubscribing people. But what if 10% of those people, or 20% or 30%, I would have so much more money. I could hire more researchers. I could hire a staff. I have a part-time producer and me. And I was able to get this new studio and all that stuff, and I very much appreciate that. But that's the thing. I agree with Jimmy. I'd rather have you guys support what I'm doing. Because the promise I'll make to you is that I've said from day one, and I will say it to the day I die, which is you might not agree with me. I might even get it wrong. But I'll be telling you the truth as I see it. No one is telling me what I can or cannot say. Nobody. And I bet some of you disagree. Some of you have left. Oh, I'm not donating anymore. Grams and blah, blah, blah. Fine, man. That's your right. But it's not because Boeing whispered in my ear and told me to stop talking about Yemen. And here's a nice paycheck to do so. That'll never happen. So, Celeste Inman, I'm glad you like the new background. Fen Win, hey Graham, I'd work for you as your social media promoter. Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll talk. Talk on the Twitter. And I could use some help from you guys. It'd be cool. Spell check is free. Speaking of meetups, I feel like there should be some kind of progressive Congress where we all vote on what we do that's best for progressive movement and unite behind it. That's not a bad idea. I got to do the bat signal as my background. Well, I can't use the actual bat signal because Warner Brothers will come after me. Celeste Inman, thank you for supporting the show. Boom. Every little thing helps, you guys. Even if you go to Patreon and just do $1 or $2 a month, $5 a month. That's $60 a year. What are you spending $5 a month on every little bit helps, man. Even if money's tight, I get it. If money's tight, I get it. But $1 a month is $12 a year. I'm just saying. Bad mashups, you're getting kickbacks from the Wayne Foundation. Prove it. You have no evidence to prove that the Wayne Foundation is helping me out. You have no proof whatsoever. And I resent the implications, sir. Maybe Lucius Fox and I should get together and talk. I was just watching Dark Knight again. Oh, Heath Ledger was so great. How about an upside down bat signal? We're going to need something that doesn't have a pre-existing logo that a massive corporation owns, that has a wall of lawyers that could come crashing down on me. So that's what that's where we're starting from. I like reporting. Lil Wayne or Wayne's World Wayne? Yeah, Lil Wayne. The Lil Wayne Foundation. That's the Wayne we're talking about. Avocado toast or Yoast, whatever you want to do. Whatever's good. Hey, Tim Pool, you cover news stories. Thanks, man. I'm glad you're a reporter. Looks like I'm going through the Stargate. Yes, I am. I'm stuck in Bowmanville, but I would help you if you give me something to do. I don't work anymore, so I got time. Well, if any of you guys do graphics for, you do that. I'm going to talk to Pat, and we'll go from there. No, but Adam Kern's got a good idea. Going back to that, we should have some sort of progressive Congress and get together. I think it's a good idea, and I think I'm going to suggest this to Jimmy about getting all of these independent media together to meet and come up with a coordinated plan. So I think from there we could kind of maybe build some type of progressive media Congress or something like that. It's an interesting concept. And just say we basically support these things: free college tuition, ending war. I don't know. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing because we've got our revolution, we got the Justice Democrat, there's all these things that's I don't know. But I'm going to suggest that to Jimmy for sure, man. So I'm going to try that. Oh, wow. Yeah, you are getting fucking blocked for sure. There you go. Holy shit. Block the fuck out of you, asshole. Sorry, guys, I gotta go through this fuckstick. Sorry, I said your filthy fucking name, you asshole. Sorry, yeah. I apologize, Jilly Love. That fucking asshole, and I just blocked him and I just reported him. So sorry about that. I just saw that now. Man. Yes, fuck that dude indeed. Jesus. Asshole. Yeah, I don't get the trolling either. I don't get it, especially now when it's just like you're blocked, you're done, I'm reporting you, it's over. I get if we turn it into a thing and I'm yelling and fighting them and everyone's there, then they want the chaos of it, but just blocked, you're done. It's over. Crazy. Crazy be crazy. Fuck that dude indeed. Yeah, I do need your own web search network so you're not at the mercy of Google and such. Well, that goes back to the meeting of all these progressives. I keep thinking, what if we had our own platform to show our content so weren't at the, like, Google can come in and stifle all of us. I should be making 3 times more money and have 20,000 subscribers based on YouTube's old platform when I started. But now they're throttling everybody. So that's something maybe we should talk about. Maybe we all get together and between all of us, we all know somebody and there's some investor that starts a platform, a channel or whatever, and we can go do our thing. I don't know. I don't know but there's something out there. I think there's something definitely in all of us getting together and talking. I'm going to bring it up to Jimmy. What my ultimate goal is to build my own channel up and have my own studio where I'm not just doing news, but I'm doing like entertainment that has a progressive bent to it, that has a political socialist bent to it. Like if you watch Sorry Not to Bother You, it's very socialist. It's very pro-union. It's very anti-class war and anti-capitalism. And it's a very funny movie, but it's hard political satire, and I love it. And that's the thing I would want to do more of. It's like movies and TV shows and sitcoms and all different types of entertainment, but they all have a social message and a political bent to them, man. You know, in the 20s and 30s after the recession, theater was like the big medium at the time. And theater was so political. The theater that was coming out of New York, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn and stuff like that, man, by Meisner and all those people, that was that was intense political theater. So yeah, George Soros, he doesn't want to fund us. That is weird. George Soros doesn't want to fund us. Yes, I am a surfer, and it is fun and cool. I was surfing yesterday. It was great. That's a good point. David Lazarus, liking the idea of a progressive hub, it does make being targeted easier as well. Yeah, right. Phil Przeski, Graham, do you know Tulsi personally? Do you think that she is just towing the corp line, or does she have a legitimate progressive streak in her? I do not know Tulsi Gabbard personally, and from what I can tell, she's legit, man. That's what I can tell. I think she's waking up. She saw war, and she was she's an Iraq vet. And I think she's waking up, man. You know, maybe when she was younger, she just wanted to be powerful or, I want to be a politician. But I think now she's really waking up to the realities. I think going to war showed it. She said she didn't want to do another regime change war in Syria because she had friends that didn't come home from the one in Iraq. That's pretty poignant. That doesn't sound like somebody that's selling out. I think she's for real. I really do. I could be wrong. And if I am, I'll be the first one to admit it. But I think she's legit, man. I don't know her personally. She's a surfer, so she's got to be kind of cool. And living on Tulsi dime. What kind of bike do I ride? I just got a regular Trek sort of hybrid street bike, and I've had it for 14 years. It's great. I love it. I just ride it all over the place. I use it for transportation and exercise and everything else. And I also have another little beach cruiser that I have a surfboard rack on, so I ride that down. When I go surfing with Putin, I go down there. Do svidaniya, brother. We will surf together. Horrible accent. Don't know what country I'm from when I say that. Tropics are heating up in the Atlantic. Should see some swell later this week. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, we do feel the connection, man. When you surf and you're in the water, there's nothing else like it. Salt water, literally, the negative ions in salt water reduce stress in the body. And then you're connected, you're riding the pulse of the ocean. I was on a wave Saturday. Yeah, I caught this wave yesterday. It's just awesome, man. Sorry. I'm live. It cut out for a sec. Magnesium helps too. Feeling the connection. Yeah. All right, you're back. You guys get it all back? Can everyone see me? I know it went black for a second. Is it back? It looks live. Let's see what the connection says. Good. Stream status is okay. Can you guys see me? Everything good? The back? You can still hear me, but you can't see me? Hear better, no see. No? Hear you, but black screen. Black screen. Oh, God. All right. All right. I'll stop this again. Hold on.